Hello everyone, this is Ray from Exclusively Comics, and I wanted to talk today briefly about the breaking news in the world of entertainment that Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow for the MCU, has filed a lawsuit against Disney, claiming that Disney has breached their contract with her because Disney basically lied to her and said that there was going to be a exclusive theatrical release to her movie Black Widow when the contract was made back before the coup and the pandemic. And so the lawsuit says that the lawyers say from Black Widow, and I'm looking at the CNBC article on this, that, quote, "It's no secret that Disney is releasing films like Black Widow directly to Disney Plus to increase subscribers, thereby boost their company's stock price, and that's hiding behind the COVID-19 as a pretext to do so." One of the representatives of Scarlett Johansson's quote. As we all know, and I have not done a movie review over Black Widow. I have recorded it, but I've been a little bit wanting to get my thoughts completely straight on it. I don't want to be too overly critical. There was a lot of issues with the movie. There's some points that I agree with on it. I think it did a great job in the portrayal of the female actresses in Black Widow in the movie. There was a tremendous amount of plot holes in the movie. I ordered the movie. I did not go to the theaters. I ordered the movie on Disney Plus, and so that I could watch it, because I've always been a Scarlett Johansson fan, with particularly when she was coming to the Marvel universe. I really have some mixed feelings over this. And on one hand, I want to support Scarlett Johansson, and there's some reports that goes on and says that potentially Scarlett Johansson lost $50 million as a result of Disney releasing this film, on Disney Plus simultaneously. I really don't see that. The film was struggling if it wouldn't have been for the Disney Plus influx of orders, because people are still apprehensive about going to the theaters. That it would have been really underperformed than what it ended up doing. Just making almost close to $100 million. The fact is that it was a mediocre Marvel movie, which could have been made into a good Marvel movie, but the writing was just abysmal. A lot of things within the movie did not make sense. But Scarlett Johansson effectively has burned all bridges to Disney and for future roles in the Disney universe by doing this lawsuit. I don't know how this is going to play out. I'm sure that it will be settled. Maybe now we understand why Disney held onto the the film, other than the pandemic, for 2 years. Actually a year. It was supposed to be released in 2020, 2 years after Avengers Endgame. And the film definitely should have been made before Avengers Endgame. It would have made a lot more sense if it would have been, and there's the reasons why that it was not made. His rumors is that these movies, have time period being planned out and filmed and everything like that, that before Disney really acquired the rights to Marvel, their executive, which was not Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige was a champion to get a solo Black Widow film made, but the executive that Marvel had before the Disney acquisition of Marvel he did not feel that it could be profitable to have a solo film that was led by a female actress. And thank goodness that times is changed over the course of 20 years, or 20 years, however long it's been since that has happened. There was actually a Black Widow film that was pitched before that was going to be rated R, that was put on the shelf because Marvel could not get any distribution company to pick it up, because it was trying to be pitched during the time of Elon Flux and Blood Rain, and those films which didn't perform very well, and it would have been good to have, and it probably would have changed Natasha's story a little bit, but everything worked out, and we finally got a Black Widow film, but it was too little too late in my estimation. And but I don't know, they had over a year to on both sides, on both Disney sides and Scarlett Johansson's sides, to restructure her contract, because it's absolutely there was going to be a release on Disney Plus on this movie, and both of these parties knew this was going to be. I don't know if this simply is a cash grab from Scarlett Johansson, or if Disney is at total fault here, because we're still, things is never going to be the same. We have to realize that, and I don't, and it's not saying that Scarlett Johansson should not be compensated for the profits that Disney made over Disney Plus on the movie release, if that was the way the contract was structured. It's just that you hate to see parties go down this road, and it tells the fans that Scarlett Johansson, there may be another Natasha Romanoff in the MCU through the multiverse, but she has completely burned her bridges with Disney over this movie, and also future movies that she could make with Disney Studios as one of the major studios of that is in Hollywood. And I'm a firm believer that you don't burn your bridges, but also you have to take care of your people. It was both fault. Disney should have restructured the contract, because it's just neglect on their part, neglect on their legal team's part, for and their executive over this film production's fault for not taking care of their actress and not being able to restructure a deal to where she could have received some of compensation off of Disney Plus. The reason why the movie didn't do so well is because number one, because of all the toxicity that is on the internet towards anything that is progressive towards women, I really think. And number two is because that the story was just not well put together, and there was way too much expense in production, in my estimation. There's too many locations. I know they wanted to make it like a James Bond film, sort of, or Jason Bourne film. And it had a lot of good action in it, but it wasn't good. They had all the elements there to make it good. It wasn't too demeaning towards men. Now that I've went back and really looked at the character of the Red Guardian and how he was portrayed in comic books, he was sort of that type of written character that, action first, think last type of character. You want to see someone, that was a little bit, more well-roundedly and structured roundedly, but then again, you get into some of the comic book stereotypes of how that people outside of the U.S. is, heroes outside of the United States is really portrayed in a negative light, except for a few exceptions. So we see here that this lawsuit is going to move forward, that it is sort of a stain on the industry, really, that this could happen. I know that this is not the first time that an actor has sued a production company over a film, but a lot of times there's a lot of lawsuits that prevent a lot of films from even being released, and that's really sort of a sad thing that happens, but it just happens. So we can pretty much say that we hope, there's going to be a settlement in this, no doubt, but it's sad to see that there is going to be something in this that leaves really just the lasting bit of negativity over Scarlett Johansson's character as Black Widow, because not unless never say never, but not unless something dramatic happens, Scarlett Johansson is done with Disney and the Marvel Universe. So anyway, I hope that you all enjoyed this, and check out the articles, and we will catch y'all next time. Bye bye.